1800 hours Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Daman Zaman. The headlines. The Prime Minister addressing the 48th session of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Council of Foreign Ministers in Islamabad today termed a strong voice of the OIC as crucial to address the lingering issues of Kashmir and Palestine. The Foreign Minister urges the Muslim Ummah to forge a collective response to the current turmoil inside its borders and the ongoing global transition. The OIC Secretary-General has called for redoubling efforts in support of inalienable right to self-determination of Kashmiri people as per the United Nations Security Council resolutions. The Army Chief and the Saudi Foreign Minister at a meeting in Islamabad today discussed matters of mutual interest, bilateral defence relations, regional security and the current situation in Afghanistan. The nation will celebrate Pakistan Day tomorrow with a renewed pledge to ensure progress, prosperity and a strong defence of the country. The Kashmiri leadership has urged the OIC to move the International Court of Justice for initiation of proceedings against the Modi-led regime for committing genocide in the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Imran Khan has emphatically stated that a strong voice of the OIC as a representative body of 1.5 billion population is crucial to address the lingering issues of Kashmir and Palestine. In his keynote address at the 48th session of the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers in Islamabad today, he said the Muslim countries should not drag themselves into bloc politics and rather exhibit their power for bringing peace in the world. The Prime Minister regretted that the Muslim Ummah has failed to make any impact for the resolution of Kashmir and Palestine disputes. He said the international community promised the Kashmiris to decide their future, regretting that the special status was also taken away illegally by India on 5th August 2019. The Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi has urged the Muslim Ummah to forge a collective response to the current turmoil inside its borders and the ongoing global transition. In his opening statement after assuming the chairmanship of the 48th session of the Council of Foreign Ministers in Islamabad today, he emphasized on jointly addressing the challenges and conflicts within the Ummah and uniting for justice for the rights of Muslims under occupation and conflicts with countries beyond the Ummah. He said this should also include the urgency of addressing the pervasive Islamophobia facing Muslims in non-Muslim majority countries. In his address, the OIC Secretary-General Hussain Brahim Taha expressed serious concern over the plight of Palestinian and Kashmiri people. He said the perpetuation of Israeli crimes against Palestinian people make it incumbent upon the Muslim countries to strengthen the spirit of solidarity and confront with firmness the Israeli attempts to change the historical and legal status of Al-Quds al-Sharif. In his remarks, the Saudi Foreign Minister Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud reaffirmed his country's support for the Palestinians and Kashmiri people and called for more efforts to support the Afghan people. In his video message to the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers meeting, the United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres said the United Nations and the OIC enjoy decades-old relationship based on shared belief on the values of multilateral cooperation, dialogue and solidarity. The Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, who participated in the conference as a special guest, said in his address that China stands ready to work with Islamic countries for shared objectives of development and prosperity. He said China shares aspirations of the Muslim world about Kashmir and Palestine issues. He also reiterated China's desire for peace and long-term stability in Afghanistan. In his remarks, President Islamic Development Bank Mohammed Suleiman Al-Jasser said his bank is firmly committed to supporting green and sustainable infrastructure development for higher productivity. Pakistan and Saudi Arabia have agreed to further strengthen their cooperation on regional and international matters and keep close collaboration at multilateral fora, including the OIC and the United Nations. An understanding to this effect was reached during a meeting between the Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi and his Saudi counterpart Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud in Islamabad today on the sidelines of the 48th OIC Council of Foreign Ministers. The two foreign ministers exchanged views on bilateral cooperation in regional and global issues. Meanwhile, the Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi also met his Bahraini counterpart Dr. Abdullah bin Rashid Al Zayani on the sidelines of the 48th session of the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers in Islamabad today. This is Radio Pakistan. The Foreign Minister of Saudi Arabia, Prince Faisal bin Farhan Al Saud, met the Chief of the Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa in Islamabad today. During the meeting, matters of mutual interest, regional security, current situation in Afghanistan, and bilateral defense relations between the two countries were discussed. The Army Chief said Pakistan values its historical and brotherly relations with Saudi Arabia and acknowledges its unique place in the Islamic world. Referring to the 48th session of the OIC Council of Foreign Ministers, he termed it an historic development for bringing international community to a shared vision and joint strategy to find solution to the emerging challenges vital for peace and stability. The visiting dignitary appreciated Pakistan's role in the Afghan situation, special efforts for border management, and its role in regional stability. The nation will celebrate the Pakistan Day tomorrow with the commitment to ensure progress, prosperity, and a strong defense of the country. The day will be observed to commemorate the passage of the historic Lahore Resolution on 23rd of March in 1940, under which the Muslims of the subcontinent set the agenda of a separate homeland for themselves. The day will dawn with a 31-gun salute in the federal capital and a 21-gun salute in the provincial metropolis. Different floats depicting various aspects of culture of all the provinces are also part of the parade. The dignitaries participating in the 48th session of the Council of Foreign Ministers of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will also witness the Pakistan Day parade as guests of honor. In the Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference leadership has extended heartiest felicitations to the people and the government of Pakistan on the eve of their National Day. In a statement in Srinagar, the All Parties Hurriyat Conference leadership said the Kashmiri people are highly grateful to the government and people of Pakistan for their continued moral, political and diplomatic support to their struggle for their inalienable right to self-determination. Meanwhile, a delegation of the Malaysian Consultative Council of Islamic Organization called on the APHC-AJK leaders and assured their unflinching support to the Kashmir cause at all fora in Malaysia and abroad. The overseas Kashmiri leaders, Professor Nazir Ahmad Shal and Barrister Abdul Majid Trambu, in a letter to the Organization of Islamic Cooperation Secretary General Hussain Ibrahim Taha, called upon the Muslim body to move the International Court of Justice for the initiation of proceedings under genocide crimes being committed by the Modi-led Indian regime in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. The United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres has strongly condemned the recent Houthi attacks on civilian targets in Saudi Arabia. In a statement, the United Nations spokesman Stefan Dujarric called upon all parties to exercise maximum restraint and avoid any further escalation. The United Nations General Assembly will vote tomorrow on a draft resolution on Ukraine. Talking to reporters, the United Nations General Assembly President's spokesperson, Paulina Kubiak, said a draft resolution sponsored by Ukraine and other member states has been submitted and is being processed. She said the new draft resolution focuses on the humanitarian situation, calling for the protection of civilians, medical personnel, aid workers, journalists, hospitals and other civilian infrastructure. And now cricket. On the second day of the third and final cricket test match against Australia in Lahore, Pakistan were 90 runs for the loss of one wicket at stumps today. Abdullah Shafiq with 45 and Azhar Ali with 30 runs were at the crease. Earlier, Australia resumed their first innings this morning at the overnight score of 232 runs for the loss of 5 wickets and were all out for 391 runs. Usman Khwaja with 91, Cameron Green 79, Alex Carey 67 and Stephen Smith 59 runs were the main scorers for Australia. For Pakistan, Shaheen Shah Afridi and Naseem Shah captured 4 wickets each, while Nouman Ali and Sajid Khan bagged 1 wicket respectively. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and dry weather is expected in most plain areas of the country during the next 12 hours. However, partly cloudy weather with rain, wind and thunderstorm is likely in the upper parts. And that is the end of this news bulletin. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk. And you can also watch the live video streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/Radio Pakistan News Official.